Aquarius, this is your week ahead tarot card reading by Born Without Boundaries Tarot. This is a message for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. This is a timeless message. So it comes to you when you need to hear it, when you're open and receptive to hearing it. And this channel is filled with them. So take a second right now and subscribe to this channel so that you can ring that notification bell and know when I upload all the new content available for you. There is a new video for each of the 12 zodiac signs every single week, Aquarius. If you're looking for personal readings, I do those. Please check out my website. All that information is in the description box below, and you can schedule and book your personal readings or natal chart analysis right there. I've added the extended readings now to the BWOB membership. So if you love the extended readings, please do join the BWOB membership because it's just a huge bargain. It's a great savings and it's just great value. All those links are down below too. There's always an extended reading. This is not a half reading though. The extended readings simply go deeper and they personalize the message and they dig into specifics. They apply the energies that we discuss into specifics: career, money, love, and romance. So let's get to it, Aquarius. Let's go. Aquarius. Aquarius. Messages of love and guidance and harmony and truth, Aquarius. I hope you guys had a fabulous new year. Let's see what the first reading of the year is. Truth transcends illusion. Interesting. There's clarity that's coming your way. There has been a lot of, I think, backwardness or mixed messages, and ultimately it's clearing up. We had to wait for Mercury to come out of retrograde. It's done so. We could get still that whip, the tail end of Mercury retrograde sometimes hits harder than the actual retrograde. I do think that there was a lot of stall. You could feel it over the holiday season, which is fine because that's sort of what the holiday season is about. It's about slowing down. But the wonderful message you're given right now is that truth transcends illusion. Suddenly, the reality is starting to become very apparent. I don't think just to you, maybe to everybody. This could be a global message, but ultimately for you, something starts to really be clarified and come to form in front of you instead of being lost or crazy or ambiguous. This is what we've got. We've got the truth once and for all. And it could even be something that's not necessarily like somebody lied to you. So certainly it could just be you finally get clear on something. And it because it's surfaced, you can't ignore it anymore, especially if you've been trying to repress a truth in you that you just haven't wanted to look at or see. This is a really necessary time for you then to sort of rise up with it and allow the light to shine and allow yourself to accept this truth. Is almost like it's coming, not necessarily coming from the subconscious. I think on some level you're already conscious of this, right? And you've been trying to push it down. No. Be loyal to what you love. This is legitimately like you are now telling yourself the truth. This is about friends. This is about family. This is about loyalty. This is not about loyalty to where you've committed yourself. This is about true loyalty to where your heart is. That's what this is. It's about breaking the chains of what you've committed yourself to because you thought it was right, it looked right, it seemed right, but that's illusion. This is truth, and the truth of your real heart, where your real heart is it comes out now, and you accept it now. It's coming out now because you're ready to embrace that truth. Because we can build lie upon lie upon lie, not even thinking they're lies, but instead just thinking, oh, I'm doing the right thing, everybody else is happy, I'm going to figure out, my happiness will catch up. But it's like your happiness never did, because you were ignoring your heart. Now, your heart doesn't represent love or romance. It represents God's megaphone inside of you. Your heart is the speaker system for God's voice. And it's always there for you to hear it if you're willing to listen. And I just feel, Aquarius, like you've been ignoring something for the bigger success. I'm not necessarily even saying money, but for either just comfort, for sheer comfort with everything outside. Now is a sense of, no, now the truth is here. Now the truth is so poignantly comfortable for me. I can't attach myself to what I had been. I have to actually be loyal to who I really am and to my truth, loyal to what I really, really am. And this could be some sort of Cancerian energy too. I don't know if this is between you and a Cancerian, or it's got nothing to do with Cancer. It just has to do with your truth finally rising up and coming out, especially if it's like your truth that sort of separates you from your family, or a family truth that you're finally accepting or understanding. Time for a beginner. Now, with those of you who have awoken a long time ago, there is this sense of now it starts to become clear to those around you. We have time for a beginner mind. This is Aquarius energy. It's time for a reset. It's time for a new start. It's time to think of things in a different way, even if people have been prickly or dismissive. It's time to look at these prickly, difficult situations, or whatever you were afraid of or trying to avoid. Discomfort, right? Like porcupines don't ever look comfortable, but it's not about comfort. It's about, but look at this and what it is from a different perspective, so that it's not as fearsome to you. I really feel like there's a major liberation for you this week in terms of being able to liberate yourself from a box that in some ways I think you designed for yourself because you thought it was all going to be okay, and it just never was. It always felt like confinement. So hold on. This is it. Never give up. This is almost like God like cheering you on, saying, don't give up. Stand up for your ideals. Stand up for what you believe in. And I know that you know it. So if you haven't been doing it, start doing it now. This is the time when your energy is really set on, I'm sure, I'm certain, and even if other people are fighting against me or don't like it or had expected other things, I've got to be real and truthful to myself first. So you might start seeing a shift of some sort when it comes to who you are connected to, what your feelings are, who you're attracted to, who your friends are, who your associates are. You might start seeing that have to shift. This is about some sort of connection or attraction that you had. It came a little bit in the past. I feel like this is something that never left you. Something that was a real, sincere desire, and you have to fight for it, or you have to, like, it's now like you're supercharged to go after that. It's not about the complacency for what was easy or what worked out. This is about recognizing and realizing this is worth fighting for. This is my sincerity. Maybe this is who I'm really attracted to, who I really connect with. I couldn't put it past. I couldn't put it behind me. I have to pave the way for it to fit into my future. So really taking a stand and not giving up and showing to yourself and then to the world what really matters to you, or who really matters to you. Hold on. Let's get a moon card. Let's get a moon card. Let's get a moon card. We have take time to breathe out. That's coming up a little bit in the future. And then new moon in Taurus, prosperity lies ahead. So bottom line, I don't really love predictions or divination. I don't. I know it's like, well, what do you think you're doing with tarot cards? Clarifying the energy to make it, to help you realize how to become the best version of yourself. That's how my readings usually work. But when it does go into predictive, it is voluntarily. So it's part of this, it's an important part of the message. It's basically saying, doing this now, as hard as it's going to be now, you're going to get happier and happier and happier. Even if the work gets harder or the tension or people fighting against you gets worse, your health, your soul, even your body, you're going to feel healthier. Until the point where by Taurus season, there's prosperity and abundance, and you can finally exhale because you are finally at a point of truth. So it is really saying this is still your choice. I don't think the truth is going to be your choice. You're going to see it, know it, but it's always your choice. That's what free will is. It's always your choice. What do I do with it? And if you fight and if you stand by the truth, you're going to be in a position by Taurus season, which is what, May? So 4 or 5 months from now, you're going to be in a position where you're just going to feel so good and so happy that you decided to do what you did. And you're going to see it opens up abundance in other areas of your life as well. That Taurus energy is all about things that you can rely on, dependable prosperity that you're setting yourself up for. And it's just going to be like security and certainty, and you can finally like lie back and take a breather. So this could also be sort of a pep talk for you to say, don't give up. Keep doing what you believe in and keep knowing that it's right, because you are on the right track. As long as you're aligned with your truth, Aquarius, you are on the right track. And you're going to see abundance starting to really break to a point where you can sort of relax and trust that it's there by Taurus season. So let's get back into the cards, because there's a lot of space between now and then. This could also be a decision for marriage. We have the Tower. I didn't expect that. I'm always behind. So this may come as a surprise to you, or it's legitimately saying get ready for a complete catastrophe, or get ready to feel like, get ready for the world to have to crumble. And it's like the bigger you've built up the lies, or the bigger you've built up the denial, the bigger the crash is going to be. The smaller, the less impactful. But this is like anything that wasn't meant to be is going to be coming down, whether or not you like it. And so it's almost like get on the side of the good stuff. Get on the side of the truth, because then the impact will not be bad. You'll see that everything else is going to start to crumble. This has got nothing necessarily to do with you. It's almost saying it's an inevitability. But we're going to get deeper into what this Tower means. We also had this come out, which was happiness, abundance, and aligning yourself with your heart. Not necessarily with your money, but with the prosperity that comes from really loving where you are and loving who you're with, really having a beautiful family, connectivity, and the Wheel of Fortune is here. So there is some sort of major breakthrough that happens here, an inevitability coming down around you that actually ends up, so maybe I'm gonna take this back. You aligning yourself with the truth and starting to really fight for it and live by it is something that's going to make the benefits so much better. But what the Tower is telling me is it's fated. You're not, this is just going to happen. So maybe I can relate this a little bit to the astrology by saying Pluto is going to, as of January 21st, Pluto moves into Aquarius, and it stays in Aquarius until I think September, because it goes into retrograde a couple months before that. And then it will retrograde out of Aquarius just to 29 degrees Capricorn. That happens in September. The retrograde begins before then. But the transiting from Aquarius, Pluto transiting from Aquarius into Capricorn happens in September. It will stay in Capricorn just at 29 degrees, the very end of Capricorn, continuing to retrograde and then it'll come out of retrograde, and eventually by November, it will shift out into Aquarius for the next decade or so. So ultimately, I guess what I'm saying is follow Pluto, because there's some major, this is the wrecking ball, right? This is an inevitability that happens, and you feel real fucking good about your choices because you decided to link up and connect and be with who you love. Or this is just like a crash landing in fate. You didn't expect it, you didn't anticipate it, but it's the best thing that could have ever happened to you, because you might have continued to go along with complacency if it hadn't happened. So let's get the truth about the Tower. Can you describe what this Tower is, God, and what it means for Aquarius? What is the Tower? It's you. The Star card comes out. So maybe there is a dream or a wish that has really come true because you have fought so hard for it and because you have aligned to the truth. Something that you have aspired to, and everything else crumbles and breaks and you don't have to worry about it because that stuff wasn't meant to last. It's almost like you're liberated. Could also be you. Speaking of specifically Pluto's movement into Aquarius, right? It's like, it's just the Aquarius energy is what brings the change and brings down all those rules and laws. And that's interesting because it starts happening at the end of January. I think this is about some major breakthrough that brings about an aspiration or a wish that you've had, and luck really turns around for you, and abundance. But the thing is this, you don't end up here unless you first align with your truth. Because you can, it's not about riches or being rich or getting what you want. It's about, if you weren't sincere with all of that, then you're going to be miserable. You're going to feel trapped. This is about aligning with your truth and arriving there with complete happiness because you are aligned with your truth. So really, it may shock a lot of people when you come out and say, this is what I need to do. This is my choice. I know this is my direction. But it is 100% absolutely what you are going to need to do. I think especially for those of you born January Aquarians, anybody born between January 21st, 22nd, and January 31st, especially those born January 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, when Pluto shifts back into Aquarius, your natal suns get hit the hardest. All of a sudden, this is about this change, this radical transcendence is going to surge through your body. I think you're going to bring the change and you're going to be the change. Let's go to the extended and go deeper. I'll see you guys there.